The Fate franchise has an infamous reputation as being hard to understand or hard to get into, hard to watch, what with all the timelines and memes and and whole variety of shows. But I'm here to posit today that the Fate franchise isn't actually difficult to get into at all. In fact, for a Western person, it should be pretty easy if you think of it like this. The Fate franchise is just like Star Wars, and is just as easy to get into, I would say, actually. For you see, and here's where it's going on with this. You have the main entries. You have Fate Stay Night, the visual novel. You have Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, the main three. We got all of these. Just got all of these. You have prequels. You have the Fate Zero light novels. You have episodes 1, 2, and 3. You could start there if you. You have the sequels even. Hollow Ataraxia, Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. So already you have like the basic bits there of a franchise. It's the same, both ways. You even have adaptations of the main works in other mediums. You have the animes for Fate Stay Night Limited Blade Works, Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel. You have the Star Wars New Hope not light novels. Star Wars New Hope novelization. And no matter how good or bad it is, the fact of the matter is, it is an adaptation of the medium in another format that someone else can use to get into if they don't like the format that the original is in. You even have non-canon spin-offs, as Carnival of Phantasm and the Star Wars Holiday Special can attest to. Oh boy, the Star Wars Holiday Special. And you have the canon spin-offs as well. Fate Grand Order, Fate Apocrypha, Solo, a Star Wars movie. At the end of the day, they're all just spin-offs. Even if they take place in alternate timelines or whatever in Fate, and it's all part of the main timeline in Star Wars. If you wanted to go to non-canon spin-offs, that aren't technically canon anymore, but they used to be canon and are an alternate timeline. You have the Thrawn novels. You have that whole you have the whole expanded universe of Star Wars that is no longer canon. That used to be. And so it's not really quite as difficult to get into as I think people like to exaggerate it sometimes. And like one of the big memes, we have characters that look the exact freaking same. They don't look exactly the same, but they look very similar. And look, ta-da! They share the same face. They share the same sort of armor. They have the same sort of culture, or belong to the same culture, in the case of The Mandalorian and Boba Fett to some degree. In case of literally every Mandalorian. You have all of the clones. You have Boba Fett. So yeah, it really shouldn't be that hard to get into. If you are a person that understands the bare bones basics of what a franchise is, of the concept behind a franchise. If you can understand Star Wars, you should be able to understand Fate. Which is why I'd recommend starting here. Now, I know, starting with A New Hope is probably not controversial at all. Like, everybody goes, oh, you can start with A New Hope. But starting with Fate Zero anime is something that's definitely a little controversial. But I feel that out of everything, it probably provides the best in-depth explanation of the various rules of how the series works and how the franchise as the concept of the franchise as a whole works, even if it does spoil some things from the other bits being a prequel. But unlike Fate Stay Night, it doesn't give you information and then say, oh, that was wrong the whole time. Look, here's a plot twist, the gasp. It's fairly straightforward in its thing, other than the ending bit with the Grail being, yeah, I'm not going to say any more than that. But Fate Zero, I feel like, is the best entry place to get into Fate. But it's a franchise, and you can technically jump in from anywhere. So, if you really want to, you could start with these. Although I really wouldn't recommend it. Because one is Fate Extra Last Encore is a extended ending of a bad end from a video game. It does not do too much to try and explain things. Well, The Last Jedi is controversial, to say the least, in terms of its quality. But yeah, so hopefully that I know I probably kicked a bee's nest with this one, but I do think that Fate has a very infamous reputation in that it really just comes down to the fact that people try to hype it up as something that it isn't. At the end of the day, it's just another franchise, guys. And it's not much harder to get into than any other. You just have a bunch of spin-offs. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment below if you think I'm wrong, which I'm sure some of you will. And bye-bye.